Men dressed in elegance. You can find them everywhere: Africa, Cyprus, America, Asia. A wealth beyond measure and a kingdom without borders. But how did they manage to rule the world? With an extraordinary system and a genius mind. In today's topic, you will see what power truly looks like. The society that lies beneath every stone. The English. Do you think there are only two states in Cyprus today? The North and the South? No. There's a third one, an area that belongs to the British. Countries like Canada, Australia, and New Zealand are also part of the British Crown. You will see much more and even stranger things. But first, we need to look at the foundation of this system. By the 1900s, much of the world was under the control of the greatest empire since Genghis Khan, the British Empire, spanning 35 million square kilometers. An empire upon which the sun never set. On the throne was Queen Victoria. And if their goal was to rule the world, they first needed to create a specially trained ruling class. This class, defined by the rules of the English aristocracy and Queen Victoria herself, would embody every detail of the life they dictated. Future governors, officers, and officials of the empire were trained in boarding schools called public schools. Education was so rigorous that they had to read and memorize classical texts from Homer to Virgil in their original language. Dormitories were unheated, food was meager, and hot water was a luxury. This was a way to teach endurance. Even the smallest mistakes were punished harshly with canings or whippings. Younger boys served as personal attendants to older students, cleaning rooms, polishing shoes, preparing tea, and running errands. This system instilled obedience and respect for hierarchy. These schools didn't just provide academic knowledge. They created character. Boys lived there from ages 7 to 18, away from home, supposedly to strengthen them. Family relations were distant. Fathers rarely showed affection. Aristocratic life itself was strictly governed by etiquette. Women couldn't openly express emotions, instead communicating through fans or gloves in secret symbolic codes. Even flowers carried hidden messages, an idea imported from Istanbul to England in the 18th century by Lady Mary Wortley Montagu, who observed the Ottoman court's custom of sending symbolic messages through objects. Every step of aristocratic life was regulated, from morning attire to table manners. In the colonies, about 300 English administrators would govern vast territories. They lived apart from the locals, creating exclusive neighborhoods with their own clubs, churches, schools, and polo fields. This separation reinforced their superiority and mystery. Even in scorching Africa, men wore wool coats and top hats, women corsets and layered skirts, because clothing itself symbolized civilization and Englishness. The system extended to politics. Parliament and ambitious prime ministers like Palmerston, Disraeli, and Gladstone drove imperial expansion. Their methods included indirect rule, keeping local rulers in charge under British advisors, so resentment fell on native leaders, not the British. They also practiced divide and rule, exploiting ethnic and religious divisions, as in India or Cyprus. Financial control came through British companies, extracting resources while leaving locals with barren lands. Cultural hegemony ensured English became the language of trade, law, and education, spreading British customs worldwide, from cricket in South Asia to afternoon tea in Africa. They especially targeted autocracies, where controlling one leader meant controlling the whole country unlike democracies where power was divided. Even today, Britain's influence survives. The monarchy and aristocracy remain intact, and the crown still reigns over Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Jamaica, and others, each with a governor-general representing the king. In fact, in 1975, the Queen's representative in Australia dismissed the Prime Minister. Though rare, this power still exists. From Gibraltar to Bermuda, from Antarctic claims to idyllic Caribbean islands, the British Crown's reach continues. The colonial era may be officially over, but in reality, the system endures in a new form. Built in the 1800s by brilliant politicians, this empire still collects its harvest while the world pays the price. As I said, the boundaries of the British Crown do not exist. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment about the British in the comments section. See you next time.